has been a big help in kind of starting the discussion and helping distribute the money better.
Great. That will be good for the game. Connor,
yeah,
let me ask you this question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. In basketball, you have coaches on the court. In football, you have coaches on the field. In every sports, are you in favor of tennis letting coaches who travel with you, for example, your breakfast? I know I travel with my players. We do breakfast, lunch, dinner, airplane, everything, train trip, bus trips, everything together. And when you get to the stadium, you can't coach, you got to sit down, the player have to do things by themselves. Are you in favor of coaches sitting next to a player on the court, like a Davis Cup or NBA?
I think I'm in favor of the idea. I think it would be ideal if coaches could help the players on court. But here's the issue with that. Here's the fundamental issue. And it also ties into the money as well. When you look at the ATP Tour, if you look at the top 200 players, not everybody has a coach. Not everybody can afford to have a coach travel with them throughout the whole year. So now you're already at a disadvantage because you have so much less money, so much less funds to go on, and now you have to play better, and he's got a coach, the best coaches in the world, helping him as well. So I think, the idea is... You can have your uncle or somebody knowledgeable in tennis in that town sit on that chair that day. But that's just, I don't think if that could work, it would be great, but I don't think that's possible for everybody. I mean, I know if I couldn't afford a coach, my uncle or mom or dad couldn't travel with me. As you know, the tour, they play 35, 40 weeks out of the year. So it has to be a full-time job for somebody. And if everybody could afford it, if the ATP could maybe cover the coaching costs for the players, maybe that would work. But right now, I think it just make the gap between the top and the bottom even bigger.
Right. Good answer. What about the lead court? The lead court is accepted in college, is accepted on ITF Tour. What about ATP? Should the lead court be introduced? Also should count because you generate a lot of energy to get that serve in. It touch a net, then you have to start over. You want it. What is your intake on that?
Yeah, so I think on the ATP Tour, I like it how they have it right now, and that's because they have the, as you know, they have the little machine, the sensor on the net that can sense when it's a let court. And I think the big reason for the ITF pushing the let rule where the lets are live, you play the let, is because a lot of times, as we know in the reality of junior tennis, kids like to cheat a little bit, and a lot of times, sometimes when an ace is hit, they'll just call a let. And this rule doesn't allow them to do that anymore. So they have to keep the ball live. But in the pros, that's not an issue. They have the machine. They have judges there. So at every match, they have the machine calling it. So the lets are always called accurately.
Great answer, Connor. If you're listening to us, this is KRUG Radio. Today our guest was, for the second part, Connor KRUG, going to Duke University. Connor, last question. If you have to give an advice to youngsters coming up, what would be your message?
If I had to give advice to a young kid, I would say dream big. I think too many of us, don't believe that you can actually make it. And then I think make those dreams a reality. How? By working hard, by surrounding yourself with the right people, by going after your goals. A lot of people are just too afraid to go after them. Don't be afraid. Go for it.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Connor KRUG, number 130 ITF Junior Tour, and going to University of Duke University in North Carolina. All the best to you, Connor. Thank you for coming on KRUG Radio. We're looking forward to follow you on your college tour.
Thank you, Sekou. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Connor.